Atlanta 911, operator 7054. What's the address of your
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a question, and this is a serious matter. I just left my cousin in the house with my kids. She just left my kids in the house when I came back from work, and my kids, two of my kids are dead. What do I gotta do? They dead. She left them dead in the house by themselves.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Where are you now?
I'm in my house. She left my door open. My baby boy, my oldest baby boy, is the only one that's here, only one that's alive. She left them in the house by themselves. She left them in here, and they knocked the stove on. Can you listen? When I came in, the stove was laying on my youngest son's head, and my other son was laid out on the floor with his brains laid out on the floor. I don't know what to do. I just came home to work from this, and she just left my baby dead. Okay, ma'am, I'm gonna get EMS and I'm gonna get police and fire at the location. Can you tell me where you're located? Ma'am, I can't even talk. This is so serious. I'm so scared. I don't want to get locked up because I was at work. Okay, ma'am. I understand that you're scared. I completely understand, but I need to get some help out there to you now. Can you tell me where you're located? I understand that, but can you please help me? Like, can you please tell me, like, I don't want to get locked up because this is not my fault. I had just came home from work. Came home from work. Yes, ma'am. I just came home from work. Okay. Ma'am, the first thing that I need to do is get some help out there to you. I understand that you're upset and you're scared. They've been here dead. Like, it's no way in the fuck. She left my baby dead. Okay. And I don't have no way to reach her. If you're not sure, if you were at work, ma'am, listen to me. If you were at work while this happened, then the responsibility is going to fall on your sister if that's who you left them with. Okay? Okay, hold on one moment because I'm going to also get EMS on the line as well, okay? Yes, hold on one moment. Yes, ma'am. Stay on the line with me, though. Hold on one moment for me. Okay.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
When I just came home from work, my babies were stuck in the stove dead, and I just came home from work. My cousin was babysitting my kids and left my kids dead in my house. Ain't no telling how long they've been in this house.
All right, wait. So is your son, is he obviously dead? Is he breathing at all? Can you tell me
he's dead. He's burnt. Both of my children are dead. Their head is burnt. Their skull is laying on this floor. The stove is, one of my babies is stuck. The stove is pulled over and everything.
All right, Elena, can we get PD started to this location? I'm operator 839.
Yes, we have PD and fire already en route to that location.
All right, thank you so much.
Please hurry up, please.
All right, ma'am. I'm en route, okay? We're en route.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Outpouring of support for the father of two Atlanta children found brutally murdered. Police discovered the bodies of toddlers Ke-Yaunte Williams and Ke-Yaunte Penn's bodies in their southwest Atlanta apartment on Friday night.
According to the arrest warrant, Lamora Williams killed her children by placing them in an oven. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes has more on how the community is really helping these grieving family members.
And just a terrible, terrible crime. And really, Jamil Penn dealt a double blow with the murder of his sons, allegedly at the hands of their mother. Now, he talked about the devastating impact this has had on his family during his appearance on the Ryan Cameron Morning Show with Wanda Smith. That was on B103 this morning.
One thing for sure that we know that they're in heaven.
Willie Watkins offered words of comfort to Jamil Penn during his radio appearance on B103. The grieving father distraught over the deaths of his two sons, 1-year-old Ke-Yaunte Williams and 2-year-old Ke-Yaunte Penn. The children's mother, Lamora Williams, charged with murdering the boys at their southwest Atlanta apartment Friday by putting them in the oven.
It's just crazy, man. It's just so crazy. I never thought she'd do something like this.
I feel that the community should wrap their arms around this young boy and his father and show them that we're there for him.
Funeral home owner Willie Watkins has been a fixture in Atlanta's West End community for about 35 years. When he learned the tragedy occurred about a block from his business, he was compelled to help.
God told me, said, when they call you, you need to provide the service for them.
Penn did call, and Watkins met with him personally on Monday, telling him the funeral home would donate their services. Watkins also reached out to Southview Cemetery and West Hutter Street Baptist Church to arrange a funeral and burial service for the family.
But I want to give them a befitting homegoing celebration, one that they can remember their brother and the son in a way to not be so mournful.
An outpouring of support for a father struggling to come to grips with his son's murders while doing what he can for a surviving child who families say witnessed his brother's deaths.
I just take it one day at a time. I got to be strong for Junior. He's all I got left.
And Willie Watkins tells me he has also offered grief counseling to Jamil Penn and his 3-year-old son. You saw him there in the video. And we are told that the 3-year-old has talked about what he witnessed in that apartment the day his brothers were killed. We are told that he does that daily, that this has been very difficult for the family. Meantime, his mother remains behind bars in the Fulton County Jail.
Yeah, that little boy is going to definitely need some support, and it's so good that the community is rallying behind him.
A lot of help.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Deidre.
Thanks.
She allegedly killed her 2 toddlers and showed the gruesome scene to the baby's father on a video call. Her family is telling us she's mentally ill.
I got a daughter sitting in jail. I just came from the jailhouse to let them know to put her on suicide watch because she's going to kill herself.
Brenda Williams is Lamora Williams' mother. She told me Lamora has struggled with mental health issues her whole life.
When I saw that mugshot of her, I knew that was not my little sister.
Lamora's sister, Tabitha Hollingsworth, says the deaths of Jakarta and Ke-Yaunte Penn could have been prevented.
This was something that we saw could possibly happen. She's had issues from a baby and, issues that my mom has tried to address with the state of Georgia.
On Friday night, Williams told police she left the kids with a relative around noon and returned home late in the evening to find the 1- and 2-year-old dead. Police say that's not true. I've learned Williams called 2 people that night, including the toddler's father.
It was like a real horror movie. I mean, it was a Friday the 13th.
Jamil Penn told me Williams video called him the gruesome scene.
When I seen my kid, how I seen my kid, that's when I knew what was going on.
3-year-old Jamil Jr. saw his mother allegedly kill his brothers.
He talks about his brothers, you know what I'm saying? He know what happened. He talks about it all the time. I can't forgive her.
Live in Northwest Atlanta, Chris Jose, Channel 2 Action News, Night Beat.
9:06 right now, People Station V103, the ATL's #1 for hip hop and R&B. You heard the voice of Jamil Penn. He joins us in the studio right now. We also have Jamil's dad, Jamil Hassan, and you'll hear the 3-year-old in the background, Jamil Jr.
Yeah.
This is a story that's on the front page of the newspaper. It's been heard around the country. It's a very tragic story. Wanda, I know you had a chance to talk to the family. I just, let you handle it.
Good morning, guys, and thank y'all so much for coming in. Thank you so much.
Thank you
and
for having
I'm
us.
so sorry that we have to meet on these terms. It was very hard for us. I was actually on vacation when all of this happened, and my boss called me and started to tell me about it. And of course, without even knowing who you guys are, it hurt my heart because we're family. This is what Atlanta is about, bringing everybody together. And, I walked back in the room this morning to talk with you, Jamil, and I want you to kind of walk us back in meeting her and, what was that relationship like? At what age did you guys start dating?
We started dating probably like 17, 18 years old.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It was probably like during high school, you know what I'm saying, around about 17, 18 years old. Yeah. But,
in school. So what was the relationship like in school?
Well, in school, she was in school and, I was kind of a, hothead, so I wasn't in school, but I met her through a mutual friend and, everything just clicked, I never noticed, what was going on. 'Cause, we was young, we was adventurous, so, you know, it clicked when we first met, and it was good. You know, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? We clicked when we first met,
Right.
and on into the birth of our first child. You know, after that it got a little rocky. You know, and it's just hard. It's hard.
So how many children did y'all have together, for people who may not be?
3.
So 3 children together.
Yes.
And you know, we are hearing more and more details about this, and some of it is like very disturbing. I know, you know, first of all, so everybody in Atlanta, we said it off the air, but you know, Wanda and I as parents, we just can't imagine. You know, and I was asking your dad here, have you been able to rest or sleep? I'm sure it's been it's just something that you just doesn't seem real to you.
No, it still feels like a dream. You know, the first night, I ain't getting no sleep, you know what I'm saying? Me and Jamil, we was just in the bed, just looking at TV. Ain't no going to sleep right now, you know what I'm saying? That's mind bothering. The mind is so far off track and gone. So, you know, I really just didn't want to be with nobody but my son at that point, you know, just, you know what I'm saying? But I love all the support, all the supporters. They the ones that really, you know, friends and family, they the ones that get me through this tough time, you know, so.
Talk about the progression of, you know, your relationship. Did you ever have like a hint that she might be going through something mentally, like over the course of time when y'all was growing as a couple?
Now, you know, I know her mother and her father very well, so, you know, they always told me that she had, you know, mental illness, you know, when she was younger since birth. But I never really was like, okay, she's really mentally ill until the death of her father in 2014. Like 2014, I found him dead. You know, we woke up. You know what I'm saying? It was like you know what I'm saying, another horror movie. You know, we woke up, everything was good. She went to work, and you know what I'm saying, I found him dead inside, you know, his room. You know what I'm saying? And my son wasn't probably nothing but like, you know, 2 or 3 months. So, you know. After that, when she found that, you know, how she found that after that, it was just worse and worse. It got worse over time every year. Like every year after 2014, it got worse and worse.
So what were you seeing? Like, was it arguments? Was it her just going through things?
She was going through things of the death of her father, you know, arguments, you know.
So she and her father were close?
Yeah, very close. That man did everything for her. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of nights, you know, she'll be in, you know, in the streets, didn't have nowhere to go.
Right.
It don't matter who she would call, he's gonna come get her. You know what I'm saying? So that was her backbone. And when she lost him, she lost the world. And you know, that's the only person right then and there that can, you know, put some knowledge in her mind at that point. And when he left, you know what I'm saying, it was just me, you know what I'm saying? I tried to, you know, keep my family together.
Right.
So, you know, when he left, she left.
9:12 right now. We're going to come back and have more. We want to get, you know, Jamil Hassan and his thoughts when we come back about, you know, the signs or if anything that there may be trouble that was about to come, because I'm sure he may see some different observations on the outside looking into this relationship. We're going to come back with more. And then Atlanta, don't go anywhere because, you know, unfortunately, we've got to, you know, bury 2 young ones. We'll be right back. On 923 People Station V103, in the studio with us, Jamil Penn, Jamil Jr., his son, who's 3, and Jamil's dad, Jamil Hassan. When we went to break, we were just trying to get some idea of what was going on with Ms. Williams, you know, mind state. And I was going to ask you to, you know, Jamil Hassan, did you ever notice anything that was like made you have some concern about something might happen to your grandchildren?
First of all, I want to thank God for my family and friends, and most of all that the help and love that we're receiving. But you know, every time I seen my son with her, he seemed happy. You know, they stayed with us for a while, and it's like he said, after her father passed, then we started seeing a lot of differences, you know. So she was always, I don't think she was like motherly like most women are. He would be the one that's always cooking and cleaning. So, but if you knew anything about my family or just Jamil, he always had his kids.
Right.
If you see him on Martyr, and I'm sure a lot of people would see him, they was always together, you know. So, and I kind of feel, I feel kind of bad because he would call me, Daddy, look, man, we at it again, and can you come get me? And I feel bad because I asked him, I said, look, get off and over there before you get yourself in trouble, you know.
Right.
So, sometimes I think maybe if I didn't ask him to leave, he'll still be there, and things would be different. Yeah. But, we're here now, so. And he's trying to keep a straight face and be strong for his boy.
Right.
Well, he was talking to us, and we weren't on the radio, but for people who weren't, privy to the conversation about the fact that she lost her, Jamil, when did she lose her dad? And you said he did everything for her. 2014?
2014 on Easter Sunday.
And you found her dad's body.
I found him that morning. He get up every morning to play his numbers, and I had just came home. I had got locked up, and I just had came home, and I spent a couple of weeks there, and me and Jamil was in there. We was watching a little TV, and hours started passing. I was like, man, why Pops ain't came out the room yet? I know we was doing a little, Easter, Easter drinking and stuff the night before, so he probably just, getting him a little bit more rest. But as, it got around about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I said, why he ain't came out that room yet? So, I went in there and found him, and, devastating. She wasn't there. She was already at work, so I had to, call her and tell her, I ain't tell her just right off the back. I had to go get her from work and bring her home and then explain to her
what happened.
She lost it. Like, she lost everything when he passed away.
Right. Yeah. So that was really
dreadful.
the thing that really hurt her the most.
Yes.
And then you said over the weekend, October the 11th, that was the last time you guys talked.
That was the last time we talked.
And what was that conversation?
We was arguing. We had got into a little argument, and I'm like, Mora, why you know what I'm saying? You always calling me when things are going bad. Like, you don't call me when everything's going good and you around your so-called friends that got love for you. I got love for you, but I'm not finna just be. You're not finna just be saying that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna be doing what I was supposed to do on your time.
Right.
So she got mad at me because, I had to step back and tell her what was really going on, Anybody who knows Mora, she don't like nobody to tell her nothing.
Right.
So, the last conversation I had was October the 11th. And, we was in a heated argument. That's why.
You said she told you to come over.
She told me to come over, and I said, I gotta work. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy, man. It's just so crazy. I never thought she'd do something like this.
And you were telling us, we just heard your son. And you really working hard to try to help with that memory, because he just said something to us in the room or to you.
So, like I said, he knows what happened. He was there. You know what I'm saying? And I try to get it far off his mind as possible, because he talks about it, if not every day, every hour on the hour, about his brother. And he asks about his mama too all the time. He said, Daddy, we going back to mama house? I said, we ain't going back to mama house. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no more going back to mama house. You stay with me now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
So he asks about his brothers too, all the time. He might, he'll get, I try to sidetrack him and, get some toys around him and, more babies that come around, my cousins and my kinfolks that come over, get him somebody to play with and stuff like that, some toys or something, because if you're not doing that, he's going to talk
he just
about
sat here and said it. Like,
Exactly.
that's not what we want to hear this baby say, but it's embedded in his head.
Yeah.
What happened? He saw everything.
Yeah, he saw everything. Like, soon as I picked him up on the crime scene and first got my son back from not seeing him for a whole month, almost a whole month, he said, "Daddy." Okay, man, dead. Jakarta dead.
This baby said that to you.
Yep. He laying on the ground. He was not moving. That broke me instantly. Like, you did that in front of him? Why? Come on, man. That's traumatizing his brain. Like, he got to grow up. His brothers, who he played with every single day, he knows them. He loves them. Why would you do that? I want to know why. All I want to know. I know she had problems, and we all had problems, but baby girl, like, I know I tried, and I know I hit that phone every day to check on you and them babies.
And you said she called you and told you to come over, that she needed to see you.
Yeah, the first call of the October
11th.
Right. Well, October 11th, that was the last text message.
Okay, the last text
13th. 13th. She called me around about a little bit before 11:11. Before 11:11 was the horrifying video call. But the first time she called me was probably a couple minutes before that, and she was telling me what happened, but I didn't believe her. So we hung up, and that's when she called me back and showed me proof what was really going on in that house. I just take it one day at a time. I gotta be strong for Junior. He's all I got left. That's all I got left.
Jamil Penn, the father of the two young kings that tragically passed away. Jamil Jr.'s son was in the studio, and then we also have Jamil's dad, Jamil Hassan. Before we bring on some other guests, I want to just say that, it's been just weighing heavy on everybody in the studio, the circumstances. And now I remember just something that you, Dad, you said. And I just want to tell you this, man, that you have to forgive yourself. Yeah. And also to you, Jamil, I mean, whatever happened, I know we all trying to look back and try to figure out if were we too angry? Were we anxious? Could we, don't be distracted by that, because you got to accept the fact that given what nobody could have predicted that this was going to happen.
Nobody.
Right.
So for us to sit up here, and I know I'm watching you say, well, maybe I shouldn't have told him not to leave, or you said maybe I should have went early. I went up. It's like Willie Watkins was just saying, it's in God's hands now. So I don't want you guys to you have to
don't blame yourself.
Nobody could have said this was going to happen, even though some people say, well, there were mental issues, not to this level.
Right.
Like you said, you hadn't seen the kids in a month or whatever. So I just want to say that the most important thing is that, Junior, man, I mean, that thing, we can't even play it on the air. It just broke my heart that he brought it up. So, I mean, you say he talked about it every hour.
Because we talking about it, then
bring it back.
That's when he started describing full detail. So.
Yeah, and you know what, Ryan, you said something, and I want to say you're correct. Jamil, I don't want you to beat yourself up and say, had I went over there, because that's going to always play back, in your head. But don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself.
Yeah, you can't.
Because we don't ever know. We don't know what could. It could have been something different had you went over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't just. All I'm gonna ask is that you get help. That's all we can do is ask that you get some help. And speaking of help, This man right here. This man right here. This man right here.
Willie Watkins joins us in the studio, along with Winnie Hemphill from Southview Cemetery. Willie, thank you for coming on. I'm sure you want to share some things with the family as well as with the city.
Willie A. Watkins.
Well, thank you, Ryan and Wanda, for allowing this privilege just to just come in and speak. As I have said to Jamil, in arrangement, I called him and we sit and talk. And I told him one thing for sure, that we know that they are in heaven.
Right.
But that's because they had no sin, so they are in heaven. And that's the good part about this whole thing. And I said to them that if you want to see your sons again, you got to just get yourself right. Just get yourself right and get in your heart to get yourself into the hand of the man that can help you. And through prayer and staying focused on your life in itself, God can take you through all of this. And as I told him, I said, listen, what we're going to do, we're just going to do the whole service for you free of charge. And he said, he was just speechless. I said, because this is in my community. West End has been very good to me. I've been there for going over 35 years or more.
Right.
And the people in West End has been very good to me. And every year I throw a feast
for the community.
For the community.
Right.
And I asked them how long have they been living there. They said for about 2 years. I said, well, no doubt. You have been to our the community day. So when I told them we just go do this and bring the community involved in this, and we're going to make it be what it needs to be for the community.
So you're going to take care of the services absolutely free for the family.
Absolutely free.
Ah, look at God.
And I called my good friend Winnie Hemphill with president of Southview Cemetery, which is the oldest black cemetery in the city.
Right.
Which was started by a slave. And I asked her, and without not, she said, I'll do it.
Wow.
And Winnie is here with us as well. And Winnie, we know it's a historic area of town. And, when Mr. Watkins called you and told you about this situation, I'm sure, like you said, you had no hesitation in wanting to be a part of this.
Yeah, Southview definitely wanted to be a part of this. We've been there 131 years caring for the black community. And we just want to wrap our arms around this family.
Thank you so much.
Make sure that they know that they're loved.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you so much, Willie Watkins. We really, really appreciate you.
We also, before we go to break, and we got to remind everybody as you listen to this, I'm sure the city is reflecting on all that you've heard this morning. There is a GoFundMe, and it's for Jakarta, Jakarter, and K-Man, K-M-A-N. So you can just go to GoFundMe.com/JAKARTER and K-Man, K-M-A-N, if you want to make a donation to help the family.
Because he's got to continue to take care of this baby,
right?
As a father. So let's give back if you can to help him out. I'm sure he would greatly appreciate that, everyone.
Well, let me just also say, we also, because we had a conversation, he said, well, we can just have the service here in the chapel. I said, no, I don't think that's the way we want to take them out by having service in the chapel. So I called West 100th Street Baptist Church, historical West 100th Street Baptist Church, and and had called the pastor and asked him, could we have the service there? So we're going to have a celebration.
Wow.
Saturday.
So, Jamil, we got you.
And we want everybody to wear white.
You, man.
Thank you.
What time?
Yeah.
11
a.m.
So much.
And the pastor, Reverend Dr. Tucson Hill,
Martin Luther King's nephew
is going to do the
wow.
Demeter Bishop.
Yes, Demeter Bishop for support. I thank you,
Mr. Willie
Watkins. everybody.
V103.
I thank you all so much.
Thank you,
V103.
man. We praying
Nothing
for you,
but a
brother.
blessing. I love you all. Thank you.
And my big home is at Trojan Battery. Thank you for everything.
9:52 right now. It's People Station. It's V103.